you never prepare for something like this, because you never want it to end. Penn State was very good tonight. We had a disappointing end to our season. I take full responsibility for it. It's a roller coaster of a ride throughout the year, with the highs of some very good wins, including Notre Dame on the road, and some torturous one-goal losses that played a role in tonight's game. I feel for the seniors, the fifth-year guys that came back. I wish Penn State well. Please understand that they were very good tonight. The defense, they had one hell of a year. And the one thing that could get forgotten in this whole thing is tonight's defense will cast a shadow of what we did all year. Chris Selva, what he did all year, and we to have it end like that for him. Obviously, when the game was, we thought it was out of reach. We thought it was important to put the seniors in. They deserve it. Those guys, some of those guys that don't play a whole lot, they practice very hard. The highlight of my night, which is probably a little odd for you to hear that there was a highlight. It was for Brad Palazzo to score a goal. I don't have enough time to tell you what that man means to Hofstra lacrosse. As well as the rest of the seniors. Questions?
Coach, you mentioned those seniors. How much did it mean to you? And then you talked a little bit about it, but when you said the game was out of reach, to get them in and to get some of those guys who don't play a chance to get on the field in one last game at
It's everything, you know. There are guys that are going to be in the stat sheet maybe for the first time this year. Ryan Quinn, Jordan Freed. You know, those guys, they sweat like everybody else Monday through Friday. They haven't had the opportunity to play on game day for whatever reason. But we wish those guys well. The 3 fifth-year guys, the whole senior class. I'm going to need, obviously, a little time to gather thoughts. But in a disappointing year, and the worst word in my vocabulary is underachieving. We underachieved this year. Mostly because it was one-goal games. Otherwise, it's a 10-4, 11-3 year. And things are different. But we can never catch the C word. We can never catch the confidence. You know, we had it a little bit after Notre Dame going into Delaware. You could just, I think people underestimate the power of confidence. And towards towards the end, we played against some confident teams, and we were trying to shake a one-goal loss orangutan that was hanging on us. And it's our job as coaches to change that. So we will. 2014 starts tomorrow. Coaches will meet, and we'll start preparation for next year.
Tonight's game, 5-1 heading into that third quarter. Got a couple of goals early on, but they really put it on you late in the third. Just what did you see happen in that third quarter?
It was 5-1. We were out shooting them. Their goalie's very good. Austin played very well tonight. They got a couple of fifth-year guys. They got a slick attack. You know, Forrest the kid had 5. Excuse me for the cough. They're athletic. You know, at halftime we thought we just weren't making them rotate enough defensively. So we came out with a little bit of some pick plays. Adrian comes out and scores a goal, and we stayed with it. We started to get some pretty good looks. And then their face-off guy is good. You know, in order to make a run at this thing, and it's a special year because anybody could win the whole thing, you got to be really good through the middle of the field. You know, it's probably a similar term in basketball, but you got to have a great face-off guy. You got to have a great goalie. You got to have a great defender that communicates well, and you got to have a guy behind the goal that quarterbacks for you. And you know, watching Penn State on film, they got those 4 guys. They do. I'm awfully proud of our defense. I'm awfully proud of all of our guys. But again, that doesn't take away. It's been a rough year, and we got to get back to the drawing board.
Coach, in the second half of the season, you talk about those 1-goal losses. It just seemed at times throughout the year that the offense couldn't come with that 1 goal. Do you feel that there was an element missing from the offense this year?
You know, it's a good question, but we had spent an awful lot of time very early in the morning looking at films over and over again. Is it what we're doing? Is it what we're doing? Is it what we're doing? And we were getting ample shots. We were getting them where we wanted to get them. You know, there were 3 to 4 layup opportunities in all of those 1-goal games at different points in the game, whether in the first half or the second. You know, we were hitting toenails. You know, it was just one of those. I've had coaches tell me, you know, hey, you're in this long enough, you go through these things. I don't want to know about that. There's no excuse. We got to finish it. We have to practice more so that doesn't happen. You got to take 10,000 shots so that when you get it, it goes. And there's any finger pointing. It comes to me. It doesn't go to anybody upstairs. Those kids played hard. They tried hard. They worked hard. They prepared hard. You know, sometimes it just didn't drop. It's a lame excuse. I'm saying it. It's a good team up there in that locker room. They fought hard. Kept their heads up. Did a lot of great things together. I'm awfully proud of them. Disappointed that their memory of the 2013 season couldn't be better. That's it.
Entering tonight's game, Chris Selma, top 3 in the country, goals against average save percentage. Obviously not the way he wants to go out for his sophomore year, but can you put into perspective how he played this year? Did you expect something like this in February when he started off his year?
We had great, please understand how I'm going to say it, we had great goalie problems this year. You know, sometimes you have goalie problems. We had great goalie problems. Any one of those goalies could have played. We were going into the first game, and Ryan Brandt was probably slated to be the starter, and he has a bad hamstring injury on Thursday before the Sacred Heart game. And Chris Silva goes in, and Chris Silva is the biggest competitor on our team. He had a magical year. Young man is from St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Florida. He's the number 3 goaltender in the country. I hope the rest of the country recognizes that because he's an All-American. He did an outstanding job this year. I'm awfully proud of him.
Similar question for the 3 guys you lose on defense. Mark, Cody, and Michael, how do you go about replacing those guys, and what do they bring to the team this year?
You know, you have two fifth-year guys and a senior. And the senior, he does everything right. He gets up in the morning, he does it right. And Cody Shalaya. The one thing I know, I don't know what the names of the starting defense are going to be in 2014, but I know that the three names that started in the 2013 season, they did an unbelievable job of mentoring, putting their arms around guys, teaching them how to do it. So I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to do that. Couple that with Chris Selva and the entire rope returning, we'll be okay. We'll start that process later.
And Coach, you just mentioned rope unit, arguably your best unit all season long. What did they learn over the course of this season that they're going to take into the next one?
Unbelievable people. They started every game last year as freshmen. They got taught a lot of lessons. I put that rope unit against anybody. Part of our success, most of our success, had to do with 4 sophomores. Don't take anything away from those seniors. Mark Mullen had an unbelievable year. Cody, Michael Hamilton, unbelievable year. The other 4 guys were sophomores. The 1 guy in the goal. And the 3 R's, Romano, Reichert, and Riley. We very rarely talk about those guys. You know, they're special. Those 4 guys are special. And please don't forget about Anthony Zappone. Those guys are great. They're great.
Thanks, Coach.